chase. 405 is the freeway, slinging my banging, my swinging, my coup. DeVille, scoop, DeVille, like that right back.
People. But if you haven't already, we're going to ask you to please go over to YouTube, subscribe, and also click that bell. That way you can get any notification about anything we're doing. But we're going to have a good discussion tonight. It's going to be a continuation of last night about technology. But one of the things, before we get to your comments, and we're really going to get to your comments, we got some good ones, and we thank you for your comments. Continue to comment, leave us questions and concerns, and we will address them. But one of the things we didn't talk about last night, and I mentioned it, but we got too deep in some other conversations. It's about giving up freedoms for technological convenience.
Okay.
And I say this because how many of us, hey Siri, hey Google,
all day.
Hey,
oh, you
this one.
just said she
Oh, I'm
just stopped
sorry.
doing.
You see?
Ask her how's the weather. Hey Siri, how's the weather? Ask her, E-Fikes.
Hey Siri, how's the weather?
It's currently raining and 55 degrees. Temperatures will be fairly consistent, averaging about 55 degrees.
You ain't have to look nothing up.
See,
You used to have to call 311.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Or 422
Yeah, 23. Yeah.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah,
They
they-
just disconnected
To
that
find out the
recently.
time and
Yes.
temperature.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh, that was a long time ago.
But
Hey, y'all old.
here's the thing. Those things are very convenient. I think we all use them. You know, your GPS,
Oh, okay.
OnStar, all of that. But do you know that you're giving away your every move and location?
Yes, I do. It is terrible because sometimes you can just say, "Are you serious?" And then Siri will start talking. If you get close to saying Siri, she is right there. So yeah, that lets you know you are always being listened to.
And they say there's algorithms and there's things in your search engine. Have you ever, and it's conspiracy, but I don't know if it's true, you'd be talking about something and then you go to look up something on your
Yes.
phone or something.
And it pops
that
right
thing
up.
Pop up.
It does.
You
Right.
are always
It works.
being listened to.
It works.
Yeah, it really do. I mean, when you talk about something or you look, even when you look up something and you go to like a Facebook, it'll always pop up on your Facebook what you looked up. And the advertisement of whatever you looked up pops up on your Facebook.
Scary.
So that means that is the mic always live? That's the
It
question that
is.
you should wonder.
Yeah.
So we know there's a mic. So when you say certain words or do certain gestures or a cellular device or do, and you can even program your phone. So on the back of your phone, you could program it to tap it 3 times and it'll take a picture. There's certain things that you could do with certain gestures when it comes to cellular devices.
Unless
let's
you got
talk-
an old phone. Unless you got an old one.
Unless you got a flip.
Okay, the flip one.
Hey,
Okay,
can we
I
go
gotta
back to
put that
flip?
one up. Before you leave Alexa and Siri,
Uh-huh.
I want to share something so that, we don't make it seem like it's all bad. This is a true story. A friend of the family just recently was, I'll say, slipping off into, I'll say, a coma for lack of knowing what it really was. And all he could do is tell Alexa to call for help. And Alexa basically saved his life. So I just want y'all to
it's
know.
good parts to
But
it.
so that's what I'm saying. So good thing it was on. I don't know if there's a switch when you have Alexa in the house. You got
No,
to
it's
click it
not.
on.
It's always
Okay.
There's certain gestures,
so-
certain verbal commands.
Yes. So I just want to also say that. So it could come in handy if you have an elderly person that you're caring for, or you need, if you live alone, you may want to consider that.
Yeah.
And you should also keep in mind, man, like these devices are always recording. So like when you're saying things, like even in your house, man, like your TVs, the mics in your TVs, the cameras that are on your TVs and stuff, the reality is, man, is anything can be hacked.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in a digital world now. So hackers hack things. That's what they do. So I would strongly encourage people, man, to always use technology for the good, because technology works according to who's using it.
Yes.
If it's evil, if evil people using technology, man, then you're gonna get evil results out of it.
That's so true. That's so true. And that goes into
good.
one of our first comments. It says, I'm kind of skeptical of the smart home tech. I saw on a news program where smart homes were getting hacked, Ring doorbells were getting hacked, and Amazon had to stop selling a wireless security camera system because they were being hacked and people were being spied on in their own homes. That's where, we're talking about hacking. Again, technology is great because I've seen where people could see the Ring doorbell. Somebody at your house, they've been catching these porch pirates, as they call them, stealing the packages off people's porches,
Yes.
Especially during Christmas time and things like that. So the safety, I understand. But then the backlash is that there's always, for everyone's doing good, there's always somebody that got a whole nother agenda to figure out things out. Think about it. You're in your most intimate space, thinking that you're safe, and somebody's watching you.
That's right. And
That's
you
crazy.
know what? I don't know. I'm getting ready to talk.
Watching or listening.
Watching or listening.
Listen. So, a good or negative, I don't know how you want to take this. Depends on how you live in your life. But a lot of people kind of like this type of technology because it kind of slows people down from cheating in the next room and creeping. And, you can't slip people in the house and all this other stuff that you see and
Yes,
find
you
on
can.
cheaters.
You could turn them
Okay,
cameras
you
off.
get ready to
It sound like
try to
somebody
teach
was
somebody
on
something.
the street.
Turn them cameras off. Yeah. Hey.
Don't listen to E.
You can turn them cameras off.
Listen to V.
I'm just saying.
So keep it safe because you don't know who's watching you. But then on the other side of that, for the teenagers that may be at home while parents are at work, so then there's the advantage to having something like that where you can see everybody that enters your house.
Now, I can give you that. As you were speaking about elderly, I've seen on some certain news programs where children were being abused. They were caught in these cameras. This one home health aide beat this lady one time so bad, and it was so pathetic that they beat him.
Wow.
But it was caught on camera. So I understand.
Yes.
I really understand the safety part of it. But for every good, again, it's bad. I mean, with anything, and it's sad that we can't advance in technology without somebody taking advantage of that technology.
I know, and that's why I said it make you some people you have to pay attention when they start saying why we need the ring. We don't need the ring. There might be trying to hide something that's going on.
I mean, I honestly think the ring is.
I
honestly think the ring is a good thing.
The ring is awesome, and that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
but
it can catch a lot of things. So I mean, even a house security system. I mean, it don't have to be wireless. I mean, or run off of Amazon or Google or anything. You can buy them. You could buy them dirt cheap, and it's not running off any system but your phone. So I mean, I honestly think for safety. Period.
You said you can put your eyes on them.
I can put my eyes on you.
You got it.
Because I mean, you walk around my house the wrong way. I feel sorry for you.
I mean, but let me give another side of that. So we're out to dinner, and my buddy, he's in town from Florida. He used to live here, moved to Florida, right? So his ring chimes. He's here, right?
Right.
His place is back in Florida.
Right.
Somebody's in his house.
That's
so
not good.
The ring serves a purpose, but at the same time, does it prevent anything from happening?
No, it doesn't prevent anything from happening at all. But it serves it serves a purpose, being that the fact that you can call the cops can be notified.
But what difference is that from ADT when you go in and it breaks the switch for the alarm system to go
Well,
off?
I mean, you don't have to see. Here's the biggest thing. It's not connected to like the ADT. It's not connected like that. It's connected totally wireless. So I mean, if I
call you on that, bruh.
Well, I mean,
connected wireless or not, one, we're talking about an incident happening. If it's good, if you're dying or whatever, somebody breaking in.
If somebody breaking in, I can call.
The reality is that the police are going to be notified the same way.
Okay.
If there's a camera there or not. So the argument would be like, man, how many freedoms are you going to surrender? Last week we talked about the freedom of speech. Right. At what cost?
Exactly.
So now we're talking about the freedom of privacy. At what cost?
Yes. At what cost?
So are you willing to allow cameras to be everywhere and to exploit any sense of privacy that you could have? I mean, so me personally, I don't want cameras in my personal space.
I agree.
Because I know they could be hacked.
Right, I agree.
It's the same way like when you got mics everywhere in your house. And it ain't like you hiding and they're doing anything. It's just like it's a sense of personal space.
Yes.
So I guess, man, you have to weigh
you do
at what freedoms you want to try to hold on to as best as you can.
I get what you're saying, but on the other end, like I said, if I could catch somebody in my house and I'm 1,000 miles away.
You just like to make personal movies. You be trying to put.
See, there you go throwing daggers again. See, and have.
Say save you, E.
Because
I'll
I
save
got some.
I'll save you. So just to
Here
take it
come
off
Dr.
of that.
Mom. I'll save you.
Wait,
I'll save
so
you.
take it off of that and think about this. So, ladies, I don't want to throw you under the bus, but some of us, when you get home in the privacy, of the doors shut and windows, curtains closed, everything, you transform into someone else. And you don't want everybody to see the transformation.
What are you talking about? Like beauty on, beauty off?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They won't go
your
from the
beauty
beauty to the beast.
And I said, when you take your girlfriend off,
You
you
take-
put her on
you-
the lampshade. You don't want everybody.
You want the beast to
know.
come out?
Right.
The beast coming out.
And so I'm just saying that, so E, work with me. I'm helping you. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Maybe
like
you
I said.
too.
I
But
don't.
I'm saying, because you talked about natural beauty and women and
I mean,
looking
yeah,
good
but
and,
at the end
and
of
the
the
skin
day,
that they're in. All I'm saying is, I agree with you, James. At a certain point,
you ain't got to put it in
You
your
said-
bedroom.
go ahead, steal that television, steal everything you want.
Right.
I don't need to know if I'm in Florida or I'm in Fort Wayne. If you want to steal everything in the house, that's why we got insurance.
I mean,
Man, say
I'm
that
not-
again.
I'm not. But
Exactly.
I mean, spots that where a person can enter and you can honestly see their face. I mean, you go ahead and steal whatever you're gonna steal. You're gonna get it. Go ahead, but I'm gonna catch you.
Yeah,
mean,
and I know you want to catch him. I know you might.
Man,
steal some stuff.
any sense of technology is like a trend.
Mhm.
Right.
It becomes a fad. It becomes popular, right?
Yeah.
Like out, nobody paid attention.
No.
Like it was on the shelf forever.
Yes.
And so now people start walking around with their cellular devices and you hear the ringing on their phone when they're in public places. And they got the notification turned on like they're proud.
Yeah.
That's like it's
A badge of honor.
advertising,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even in church.
And so then people will begin to ask you the question, oh, you got a ring.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a ring. I hear it all the time in the lobby.
Mm.
So, man, what I'm saying is like people get caught up in the fad and you're not paying attention to really what's going on
Right.
That's right.
and what you're surrendering.
That's
So
true.
it's like marketing at its best. Why is Apple at the top of tech companies? Because of their marketing, man. They were so strategic and so intentional. And they did what they did in such a profound way that they said, this is our cost. And if you want to use our product, this is what you're going to pay.
Right.
right.
Even as a distributor, you don't get a right to negotiate Apple's costs.
Mhm.
Ground zero, man. They don't move.
Yeah.
If they tell you you're going to pay $1,300, you're going to pay $1,300 if you're the distributor or the seller.
Right.
And people don't have enough sense to not buy things when they start going, I would say, beyond your budget. You have to have a boundary set, I would think. How much would you pay? What is the maximum amount you would pay for a cell
Depending on
phone?
how much you want it.
And I thought at one point it would have been $500, but it seems like that didn't work.
Man,
People
listen
were
here.
quick to pay.
2,000, 3,000.
Yeah.
3,000
And
for
so
a
you
phone.
start
That's
hearing that. That's
ridiculous.
amazing.
I mean,
iPhone 13.
Correct.
That's
Yeah, 1,500.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before
I
you
wanna
leave
spend
that
$100
comment, did
on
we
an iPhone.
deal with that
Did we do it?
that comment?
Yes.
I just
yes,
want to make sure we.
yes, Yes.
Thank you for whoever sent that comment.
Our next comment is,
Yes.
I feel our youth and many adults are trapped by technology. The youth have become so dependent on their cell phones, tablets, iPads, and computers. I believe it cheats them out of the proper learning experience. They don't have to do math problems now. They can just use an app or any other software to do them. Excuse me. They don't have to do correlating research on anything. They can just look up the topic and get the most current, not always relevant information without cross-referencing other information.
Mm-hmm.
As for the adults, many of them have become mindless drones addicted to their screens. Work productivity has decreased, interpersonal communication, and physical activity as well.
Wow, that's
So,
bad.
I mean,
And
think about it. That's true.
Mhm.
That's true. He and I was talking about this last night. He said, what is that? The app that you can just hold the phone over?
My daughter showed me an app. She literally could hold the phone over the math problem, and it would do the problem. It won't just give you the answer. It will work the whole problem out for you.
See, that's amazing.
And so that takes away their critical thinking.
Is that a
Okay.
problem?
I was
Yes.
just getting ready to say, is that a problem, or is
Yes.
that going to help us? In
I
this
mean,
world?
I'm going to tell you why I feel that it's a problem, because now you're not thinking for yourself.
Yeah,
You
from
don't
that
have-
perspective, but don't you
No.
agree that some of that math they have
But
had
see-
us doing in school just
Well, I mean,
is
I
irrelevant
understand.
math?
No, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not irrelevant.
Okay.
Because simple fact, I understand what algebra really, as I got older, what it really meant is it was teaching you how to think through a process, critical thinking.
Right.
Nowadays, the kids ain't got to do none of that because it's at the snap of my fingers. But when it comes to actually have to sit down and think themselves through a problem or a situation in life, they don't have the mind power to do that because they're so used to having it drop right in front of you.
Well, I'm saying, give me the problems. Let me figure it out. Leave off the numbers and the pi
Well, I
and
mean,
the square
It's just
to
teaching
the
you
fifth power.
Yeah,
Let
it's
me
just
figure
teaching
it
you how
out
to
with
the
the
process
words.
of solving a problem in your life. Period.
Yeah, and I get it. I definitely
And I
understand that.
do agree with E. Some studies says
Yeah.
that critical thinking has declined because you don't have to apply that thinking because you're not applying the process of trying to figure it out. It's just there. All you got to do, you do the work. You don't have to copy. But to answer your question, is that math relevant? Have you ever taken that Edie's ice cream exam? Have you ever taken that Edie's ice cream exam? Every problem that you sat in math class in high school and said, I'm never going to use this in my life,
It's on that problem.
it's on that exam.
But you do realize that there's more to that Edie's test than just
I'm just
trying
saying.
to see if you can understand
it's the
math,
idiot
right?
test.
Right, but I'm just saying.
Okay, that's
you-
the wean out.
Yeah. But
Okay.
them math problems you
That's-
sitting up in high school, I ain't
listen,
never going to use this
That's
in my
another.
life.
That's another method, another alternative to redlining.
So
Yeah.
here's the most relevant thing to answer this person's comment. Like, we're just in a different place, a different time.
Mm-hmm.
Things are way different than when we came up or the ones before us. It ain't no going back.
Right.
It's not gonna go back. Times
You're right.
So reality is that a lot of the things that we had to do to get to where we are today, they won't have to do.
Yes.
Like, literally. So I understand being able to process things and work through things, but in reality, man, they not gonna have to think a lot.
That's the problem.
When we were younger, man, you can remember every uncle, every auntie, every cousin that had a telephone
Phone
in
number.
their house,
Right.
in your head.
Yes.
Yeah.
No question. We were in a different space.
Correct.
Today, you have changed to the time.
That's right.
I can ask you right now, how many numbers do you know in your head?
That's right.
Or any one of us in this room, and we'll tell you max maybe 3 or 4.
Maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I give you that.
Like reality. So to answer this comment to whoever wrote it, reality is that we as older people need to understand and change our mindset a little bit to the fact that we're in a different time where technology rules.
That's right.
20 years ago, man, you wouldn't have thought of, hey Siri,
No.
what color is E-Fikes?
No. Still,
See,
just
Listen to her.
FX. Check it out.
She found you on the web. I couldn't have did that 20 years
Right.
ago.
no, I mean, I get that, and I'm
That's
with
true.
you on that.
Mhm.
But and like I say, it's still processes of life. It's put like this: they don't have no response anymore. It's all reaction. You get what I'm saying?
Totally understand that.
So when you're doing strictly reaction, that means you're not thinking about your next move. You're not
Right.
thinking ahead.
okay.
Is
So
that
there's another-
intentional?
Yeah.
I mean that you just strictly react, not respond. So I mean, and understanding this, I would rather respond than react because reaction a lot of times can get you in trouble.
You would rather respond. What is your age?
I am a little older,
40 plus.
Right.
yeah. But see,
Now,
our
to,
kids,
to talk to a teenager,
but see, that kids to our teenagers to understand, you don't have to react to everything. A lot of stuff you responded to, and so since they have all this technology, their first thought process is to react, not to respond.
But you know how many
we
people
ju-
don't
we
have
just-
technology that does that same
Right.
thing.
And I understand that, but our youth are we are put it like this: technology and taking over our youth. Period. And there's nothing wrong with it
Mhm.
if it's done responsibly.
Right. And
Totally
so,
agree
like
with
they
that.
say,
I agree
everything
with
in
that.
moderation.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in
All
moderation.
right. Our next comment, it says, the use and access to technology helped many through this pandemic. FaceTime, Zoom, and other apps kept families, teachers and students, co-workers, doctors, therapists, and their patients, and many others connected.
Mhm.
Mobile and internet banking also allow elderly and physical disabled to conduct their financial business without having to go out in public. It just made life simple for a lot of people.
The technology during the
Technology, yes.
pandemic.
And
More than 60%, actually, my numbers show, more than 60% of the adults used or said that the internet was essential to them during the pandemic. And we can definitely agree to how the musicians and different people were taking advantage of you being locked in the house,
Right.
and they used the internet to have concerts and different things.
Yes,
So
yes.
maximizing their time.
Well, a lot of jobs did the
internet.
same thing. A lot
Yes.
of jobs say, hey, you got internet at home? If you don't, we could get you the internet and get you a computer or a laptop. You can sit at home and do this.
Mhm.
And, it kind of costs the company a lot less because you're not walking into their building. You ain't got to pay lights,
man.
water, and all that. You can sit at home. And, I mean, my daughter this summer, her job, $15 an hour, sitting in her bed all day long on a computer, telemarketing.
Yeah, a lot of companies learned a lot. They learned a lot about what they really did not need
yeah.
in order to make their business continue to do what it's doing.
And a lot of people made money off of it too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
point,
and
yeah.
you mentioned musicians versus that's the best.
That's
thing
the best thing that ever came out of
Versus
it.
battle.
When it
The
comes to
versus.
music, that's
Yeah.
the best thing.
But also, here's a plus, and we look for the plus. There are people that had lost contact and connection.
Families.
They have brought families back together because they started these weekly Zoom calls, these monthly Zoom calls,
That's
and they
right.
included everybody, and that just brought people back together that have lost contact. So there was some good in it. I'm not saying it's all bad, but there's some good in it. That the fact that it brought people back together, at least talking. You got over some things. Your family got back together. People you haven't seen in a while because they're in California. You just made feeling that you're in the same room.
Absolutely.
And that was a plus that these things.
Yeah.
So it has its pluses.
Oh, yeah. So you make me, when you say that, I'm thinking about relationships. So when we think about relationships, I just want y'all to be honest. How can technology ruin or interfere with relationships? So, I know there's the good because you just talked acting and things like that, checking up on my fam,
Right.
etc. But talk to me from the other side, because technology can get a lot of people in trouble.
Stop going through his
But-
phone.
And there you go.
That'll
And-
solve a lot of your problems. Stop going through his phone.
Or stop going through mine.
Right.
But I'm glad I don't have that problem. But so
Men
let's
don't
talk,
do that.
Let's talk about that.
Men don't do
There's
that.
some things that men do. Okay, so since we want to go there, okay, so
Men
listen
don't
up.
do that,
So
Dr.
ladies, here we go. What do they do? Let's talk about what the men do with technology, since we're gonna go there. So watch this, and
Let's
I don't
talk
want y'all
about
to
what
say
women
anything.
do with technology.
You can get there next. Men, okay, so back in the day, there was this song called "Cheating in the Next Room."
Right.
So now the man in the next
been hurt.
room, watch this. So it's not about them cheating in the next room.
Your man ain't hurt
Watch
you.
this.
He ain't cheated on you.
It's about people slipping in the DM
Yeah.
now. So you got men. It's not good enough for them to just like the photo. They got to share the photo, and then next thing you know, they got to stir up a conversation, and so they slipping off in that DM,
But women
getting
slip in
into some
DMs too.
trouble. I was gonna say, but we
Women
talking about the men.
What is,
See,
what is
slipping
DM?
in there.
Can we
Did you know
let
that
the audience know what?
Direct messaging on your Facebook, Instagram. That's how they direct message you. That's your DM.
And that's where they get. That's like the new.
But see,
hookup.
you know the thing about it. She's so quick to throw it off on men.
I just say I
and-
want to talk about the men because
Okay,
I'm talking
we-
about DM. I don't even
Okay.
talk about the women in my DM.
Well, see,
I'm
you don't
talking
want
about
to
the
talk.
men.
You don't want to talk about what y'all do.
You can talk about the women in your DM. Go
No,
ahead.
I don't have none. No.
Okay,
But
so I'm
anyway,
talking about the men
talking
slipping
about-
in
I'm
my
talking about
DM.
the women that creeps
People
around and act like
DM.
they so. Oh, I'm so faithful. I'm so faithful.
Now keep it on
and
technology.
you look at it. You look at the Instagram or the
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, and they half naked,
But that's
popping.
just-
No, I
they
mean,
might
let's
be
be
single.
realistic about it.
but
Trying to get them views.
But
Trying to get them views,
I
but you
gotta-
got a whole man in the next room.
Yeah.
Let's make it make
well,
sense.
well, I got a whole
Okay,
story.
that's
Everybody,
let's go.
I
that's
really
both of
hope
them.
nobody's watching this.
Uh-oh,
The
what you
names
getting
are
ready to
protected,
say?
and innocent, and everything.
Uh-oh.
I know a guy that thought his wife was cheating on him. I mean, he hacked everything. He put
Ooh, you
trackers
getting
on
ready to tell that.
everything. Tracked her car, hacked into her GPS on her car. So I understand what you're saying. I mean, people get, You know, it does cause problems.
It
and, and
does.
and when you're suspicious though, that's a problem. But technology aids in that suspicion.
That's
You know-
absolutely
you
right.
know, when you lock your cell phone and things like that. I mean, it's not that you locking it, it's just that you don't want your personal information.
Not
just-
even to your wife.
I don't have a lock on my phone.
Well, I'm just saying there not you.
Yeah.
I'm saying some people don't even want their wife
Right.
to have access to their phone in case of emergency for whatever reason, no matter what. And so, but the problem is that when people have a curiosity that you're doing something wrong, that's what causes the problem, because then that makes them want to start looking through
Yeah.
your stuff and your phone,
Yeah.
etc. And so, yes, it becomes a
But on
a
the
problem. But what I wanted to end with on that particular thing is it can create what is called an attachment anxiety.
Mhm.
And so now that person don't want to put their phone down. Watch this. I don't want to put my phone down because I'm afraid she might get it or he might get it. And then the other person don't want to put their phone down because they want to keep up with every move you making. So that's what
not
we're dealing
technology.
with.
Y'all
I
just
was
need
going
to
to
go
say,
have some counseling.
and see,
For real, that's
but
it's
ridiculous,
so it's
man.
just working that way on both
My
sides.
but-
And
my
thing about it is pick up my phone you want to.
Right.
but the point is, it has people stressed in a different way, so they don't understand how technology can interfere
I get
with
you.
their
Yeah.
health and wellness. Is
So-
where I was going with
before
that.
we leave it, I'm gonna give you a plus.
Yes.
During the pandemic, they said more people have connected on internet dating sites
Oh yeah.
than ever before
Mhm.
because it made people more comfortable. They didn't have to go out and do that rigmarole, that club thing or anything. They could sit down and they can scam people from their living room. And they say
Ooh.
Match.com said that their matches went up a good 20-some% during the pandemic.
Yeah, because
people-
you have some people that don't know how to walk up to, come at them the right way, or a woman don't. Well, she
I
shouldn't
have
be
that
walking up
problem.
to a
Doc
man.
B, they couldn't
Wait a
leave the
minute.
house, though.
So
They couldn't leave
that's
the
what I'm
house.
getting ready
My
to
point
say.
exactly.
But
And if
listen,
you did leave the house, it was only for a short
ladies
period
and
of
gentlemen,
time.
this is Neutral Voices. It's
See,
supposed
I
to be a
mean-
safe place to share your opinion, but
Hey,
I'm going
hey,
up
James.
against 3 men in
I
here
was
by
agreeing
myself
with you,
tonight.
I think she got
So-
relationship issues.
So, and I really don't, but I do want to help people out there that may be having these issues. So what I wanted to say, he just threw my train of thought off. But what I want to say is this: when you have guys brave enough to send you nasty, explicit,
really,
okay?
Clarence? Really, Clarence?
So all
Are
I'm
you gonna
saying,
come at me?
saying is you have people out there that's really bold when it comes to hiding behind technology.
Right.
So they have thick technological skin, but when it comes to being a man and approaching a woman or a lady or a queen the way you're supposed to, then where are they? They are hiding in the DM
Can I answer that?
room.
Can I answer
and
that?
They coming with all kind of stuff.
And we're gonna move on. I'm
the
gonna answer this.
DM.
And let the sugar daddy shirt answer it.
I'm gonna answer this. He on the road today.
He on the road tonight.
He just trying to
He
get
coming
back.
for everybody.
But I'm gonna answer your question before we move on.
They
Sugar daddy
crazy.
shirt
Why,
answer that.
why the DM? Because if I walked up to you in public and showed you what I was holding, that's a felony. So I can do it. I
Okay,
can do it.
don't show me.
I
Good
can
one,
do it on the-
C-Stats. Good
Don't
one.
do it.
Am I wrong?
Chick-
You
the
should
sugar
do
daddy
it on
answer your answer your
It's easier.
question.
It's a lot less hassle. I can do it on the DM than me going in front of a judge.
So before we leave that,
My
man,
God.
on a serious note, it
My
is
God.
extremely important, man. We talked about people in issues with putting locks on your cellular devices and all that stuff. A person should do that.
Mhm.
It's reality because you have so many personal things in that device.
Right.
So I would strongly encourage, man, being in the cellular telecommunications business, man, that if you don't have a lock on your device, you should put one. And then if you feel comfortable with your wife or husband, then give them that PIN code. But
Or your
to
boo.
protect
Wait, you
yourself,
said wife or husband or boo?
or if you're in a relationship, whatever, but you should protect yourself and your personal things because you got pictures on there. Somebody get in there, man, and
That's
they can
right.
do anything with them
Right.
pictures.
Correct.
And you can't get them back once
Yeah.
you put them out
No,
there.
no,
It's
you
just
can't get 'em
reality.
back.
So
Yeah. So, all right,
Wow.
we only got a few more. Here's one.
Wait. Because he's in the cellular industry, I'm just asking this question. So when people send things to the cloud, where is it really going?
To a database.
Yeah.
So that means even when people erase stuff, where is it going?
It stay in a database. It
There's
never
no
leaves
such
that
thing
So
database.
I
as
was
erase.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to make
It
sure
never
people
leaves
know
that
that before they
database.
start taking those pictures.
Never leave a
Those
database.
under the sheet pictures.
Here's one, and we talked about this last night. I don't think there's any problems with technology being used in medicine. If it can be used to fight different cancers, it can reduce the need for invasive surgeries and detect other ailments in a person's body before it's too late. We were talking about the nanotechnology last night. And they're talking about injecting machines in you and these little very things. But I understand because they say this black woman, and I really wanted to look up her name, but I didn't have time. They say she's curing cancer with nanotechnology. But you think, 20 years ago and now when you go in with a kidney stone or a gallstone, they don't do surgery anymore. They put that ultrasound on there and they break it up. So there are some good things in medicine that's happening. The defibrillator was a contraption that they made that saved a lot of lives. It was technology at the time. So, yeah, we're not totally disagreeing, but I don't want it to go,
too
way
far.
overboard.
Yeah, I'm real cool. I would be so excited if they come with this toothbrush that they have in the making, where the toothbrush could actually diagnose what's going on in your mouth. And so if there's cavities coming, it can actually detect that, or a plaque buildup, and it can reprogram itself to begin to fix that.
Yeah, and the Apple Watches and some of the smart watches where they can detect where they can detect your heart rhythm, your blood pressure. They can do different things. Yeah. Is it an Apple Watch? I don't know if Samsung does it, but do your Apple Watch have where you can hit and it can detect your heart rate?
Correct.
Or if you have a fever or different thing?
Correct.
So, yes.
Beats per minute, all that good stuff.
So there's good things in it, but again, as we talk about it, we can't just, look at the good. There's always, what if those machines, like something really happens? Anything can be hacked. What if they can hack, those little nanobots in your body?
I'm sure they will be able to do that.
Yeah, they'll be able to do that. I mean, just think about it. If they can put something like that in your body, they can control it. So if they can control it, and just think the government, they don't like you, or for you starting to build something that's going against them, and you got that little nano chip in you, they could shut you all the way down and say you had a heart attack. But knowing they triggered the device to make you have that heart attack, so you would never come back.
I saw a movie
That's
like
right.
that.
But
quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But E, when you're saying that, you make me think about, what if this thing was like that vacuum? The little vacuum that I forget, it has a name, and it can
iBot.
Okay, and it can go vacuum the house, and then when it's finished, I don't know how it knows to go back to. I think when it stops finding trash on the floor, it returns back. So that would be amazing if this thing goes into your body and it unclogs the arteries and different things like it says, and then it could
just leave your body.
Well, I'm just saying, come back to a point where they, they obviously can remove it. But yeah, so we don't know, but we just talking. This stuff is out there. It already exists, but it's just all about going through testing.
Yeah. Now, a lot of stuff do exist. And this is a great comment, and I did some research on this. America is way behind China in technology. China is at least 20 years ahead of America in cell phone, travel, medical, and hospitality technology.
20 years?
At least 20
years. I knew that they were ahead, but I didn't know it was 20 years.
And here's where we are. We're talking about things. China, in 2017, they released their first fully automated robotic doctor.
Wow.
Doctor can do anything. They have the world's largest floating solar panel company. They have the world's largest waste to energy company. China is way ahead of America.
Yeah, there are a lot of causes for that to appear to be the way it is. So one I would give you is the infrastructure of America. It's like if you were to look at our medical presence, our medical presence is not in the business of healing. It is in the business of treatment.
Right.
The residual return of the client to come back to keep what? The flow of revenue.
Right.
Our country is extremely built off of capitalism, literally. So we talked about yesterday the puppet masters who
Mhm.
controls the flow of whatever it is in America, right?
Mhm.
So they have a system that's totally controlling how we grow forward because they want to capitalize off of every step. That's why cell phones used to come out like every 3 years
Mhm.
a while ago.
Right.
Now cell phones come out how often?
Every other year.
Every 7
You
months.
get an
Every
iPhone
7 months.
8
Oh, every
to
seven-
10 to
Yeah.
11 to 12. Now we at 13. So understanding that they're trying to hold technology back, but it's pushing so hard
Mhm.
that they're going to have to release it. But China is ahead, but it would appear to be 20 years.
Hmm.
And that's all it is. Because to understand how our government works from a military standpoint,
Mhm.
technical wise, we're light years ahead of anybody
Mhm.
for the most part. But when it comes to how we live as a civilian or general population, they have suppressed the growth within the communities. So that's how America's structured. Plus, China got over 1 billion people, bruh.
China
You know, they
Yeah.
gotta keep moving. They don't have a choice.
I know. They pulling all kind of stuff over there. And Tokyo, just mentioning pulling all kind of stuff, they created already the cultured meat that's close to like real muscle.
Mm.
But they created it in a lab.
Mm.
And I'm saying, so they already, trying to figure out ways to eat. And, so I'm just, you got to be careful when
Yeah.
you start going outside the United States.
And we're going to end off on a fun note. Yeah, we're going to end off on a fun note. And just this one, and I agree with this. It says, I think we're behind the times in technology. Where are the flying cars and the life on the moon and other planets? We saw all these
Oh,
space movies. We're going to be living
Oh,
on
yeah.
Mars. We're going to be living on the moon and all of that. And man, has anybody been back to the moon since Neil Armstrong?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure
But-
there have been trips, but
I'm
they
asking
haven't
you.
They
they
not
haven't
telling us
televised
about?
them.
I'm gonna ask you
Yeah.
a question. Do y'all really truly believe?
I wasn't there.
Okay, here
I
you
wasn't
go.
even born.
I'm just asking. Do y'all truly really believe that they have been to the moon?
I don't
I,
know.
Okay,
I just
that's-
want to know.
Okay, that's.
Is it?
that's
I mean, is our
another-
technology
You know
that
something, E?
strong?
I would not put it past. I believe there have been places that we have no clue. If you were to look at, wrap your head around this, bro. Literally, let me paint a picture for you. I could pick this device up and I could text my mom, wherever she's sitting. Within seconds, she has it.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally. I could get on this phone and I could FaceTime. Things that you saw in cartoons, the Jetsons,
Right.
that you would have
Star
never
Trek.
thought would be reality.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So, man, are you in the matrix or not? Do you want the blue pill or the red pill? You want to stay asleep or you want to wake up?
Yeah.
Correct.
So, for us to even begin to fathom or suppress or say it is or it isn't, I would be more apt to say that it is
Mhm.
because we ain't seen the half of it. The iPhone 13 just came out. Supposed to be the most technical device or cellular device on the planet. And it's obsolete
Yeah.
the day they gave it to you.
Mm-hmm. Because they're coming up with something new.
That's insane.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's true.
But it's as simple as this, Ito. Who was that? Jeff Bezos, William Shatner, and a couple other people just orbited it. I mean, they made commercial space travel.
Mhm.
It wasn't to the moon, but it went out of the atmosphere.
Mhm. Mhm.
So what James is saying, I mean, anything is possible.
I mean,
now.
that's what I understand. Anything is possible. I mean, but I'm just asking. Was technology to that point back when they said he stepped on the moon? And I understand how far advanced the military is when it comes to technology. So, I mean, you have to ask. How far are they willing to fool us that they went, or did they actually go
You just
with
have to-
technology?
I don't
Yeah.
think it's a matter of fooling, man. I think
Right.
it's a matter of control. Like just straight dictatorship. I'm just not
Correct.
going to tell you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, bruh, they're puppet masters and they're in control.
The question
Everything's
is,
intentional.
that's right.
Right.
Are you ready?
Everything.
Are
Yeah.
we ready? Yeah.
Yeah, this has been a good discussion. We thank you for joining us.
Hold on, before we leave,
Happy birthday.
up out of here.
I was saying, are you ready? I was trying to get
Sugar
I
daddy.
was trying to get out of here.
Are you? I know. I wanted to know.
Hey,
Are you
Clarence,
I was
ready?
trying to get out
Hey,
of here.
Clarence, can you do me a
To
favor?
our viewing audience, tonight is C-Stat's birthday. The brother is 49 years of age.
Yes.
So we got somebody in the back that's got a lighter or something. We want to light these candles, and
Oh, my
C-Stats is
goodness.
going to blow the candles out, and
Yeah.
we're going to leave on showing some love to the brother.
Do we have any technology? Make
His
this
shirt
happen.
show doesn't.
Think about it. Just think hard about it being lit, and it'll. Oh, that didn't work.
Hey,
No,
Bubba,
we
while we
trying.
lighting the candles, can you zoom in
I
on
was-
C-Stats? They were
Yeah.
saying earlier, the tech team in the back was talking about he had his chest out tonight. He had his shirt
He buttoned it
unbuttoned.
up. Yeah, he
Zoom in, get him.
got it.
You know what? It's good that I love all y'all.
Oh my goodness.
But you got yours coming, man.
Huh? Who gonna sing? Oh, Jay Scott, you got it? Gonna lead it off? Hit them notes?
Hey, can we get the tech team to come out here, please?
Okay. Tech team.
One
Yeah,
or two of y'all
that's
come
what
out
I'm
here on the
talking
set with
about.
us.
Come on out of there. Bring your technological selves.
Yeah, since we talking about y'all tonight.
Yeah.
Why don't y'all go over there and
Headsets and
surround my
all.
brother?
Come on out here.
Let's show him some love.
That's you. You
They
got
brought the
mic.
gold
That's
mic.
what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotta come from my man.
All right.
C-Stats.
Y'all give it up. Show some love.
Where's the first lady at?
Show some
Come
love.
on out here, first lady.
I got some water in
got some
here
yak in
that. Well, no, I just looked. I'm like, okay, I got some water that's kind of flat.
Oh, we just had a
do it.
gift come in the room. Somebody.
Do we have a gift? Oh yeah, she the gift. She the
Okay,
gift.
well, the gift finna walk across the camera right now and go around the room towards the guy. This is the gift for
Y'all got the receipt to
C-Stats.
that?
First lady,
You're
get
gonna
him.
be nice tonight. I tell you that.
That's what. See why I don't like surprises? You get stuff you can't get back.
Wow.
I tell you.
You know something, first lady? I'll hold him down. Just let you go ahead.
she used to it. She know.
And the
That's what
insurance policy,
love looks
is
like.
paid up. The insurance policy is paid up. Okay, I got some tomato juice for him.
Better question. Better ask your name is in.
C-Stats, man, how good has 49 been to you?
It's been good. It's really been good. You know, the only thing that I miss, and it's still taking me to get used to, is my father still hadn't called me.
Mm.
And the realization is he won't. But
Wow.
that's the one time. I mean, he made it a point.
Mm.
And, I just waited, and I didn't wait, but, the useness of, just waiting. But everything else been good. The only thing was missing was that phone call.
How long has it been since you
Something
lost your
else.
dad?
It's been over a year. He spent a year in August.
Really, man. And then special moments like this, it just get real heavy.
Man.
Yeah, that's the. Other than that, it's been good.
Good,
But
bro.
if I could get that one phone, I'd trade anything for that phone call.
For that phone
Wow.
call.
That's what's up.
Wow.
To hear your dad voice.
Man.
That's awesome, bro. Yeah. Good stuff.
I'm happy to have you here.
Well, we're gonna have you make one wish, C-Stats, man, and then just blow them candles out, bro.
Happy birthday real quick, don't we?
Yeah, we gotta sing happy birthday before he.
Come on now.
Okay, hit it.
Before he
She
blow
got
it
it
out.
back there in the back. I hear you.
Stevie Wonder, or are we gonna do?
Wifey, you got it? Who gonna kick it off? Well, then that means you can sing.
One,
Okay.
2, 3.
Happy
Happy birthday to you.
Cha, cha, cha,
That's the one
cha.
you want.
That ain't the version.
Birthday
To you. Happy birthday.
dear C-Stats.
All right.
Happy birthday to you. Okay, now Dr.
That
B's
sounds
version.
so sleepy.
Go ahead.
Happy birthday yeah, to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Blow the candles out. Happy birthday. Yeah.
We appreciate y'all.
49.
I thank each and every one of you. And I am thankful that I made it
Yes,
to 49
yes,
because
yes,
I know
yes.
many people hadn't made it this far.
That's right.
But we're going to thank you for joining us. And we're going to ask you to follow up with us next week. Again, go to YouTube, click like and share, and follow us on all social media. Thank
Yes.
you all. Appreciate you all. Have a good night.
Let
Good
the
night,
party
good night.
start.
Good night.
Yeah. Okay. Drop it like it's hot. Come on, y'all. Get the music pop. Come on. I thought you said you had